Wow. I just got referred to as Grandpa again. Even to my knowledge, I don't think there are any exact grandchildren. But my stepdaughter brought down the kid in the house here and said, "Hello, step grandpa." It gets a lurch. Oh. I'm hearing on a particular platform. I don't want to break my rule about bitching about a platform while on the platform. So we all know who we're talking about. Apparently, the AI has gone absolutely crazy and it's just wiping out channels left and right. I think in my previous clip, I mentioned some things about Hitler channels. Somebody had a statement from a former president, John F. Kennedy, who had written some statements about a particular world leader who was very active at the time that John F. Kennedy was young, even before his Navy career. We should know that he was in Europe. And apparently statements that former President John F. Kennedy made were considered hate speech. After the attorneys representing the channel contacted the platform, that's what they were told. I never thought I would see the day. Now, most of my life I have been a conservative Republican up until old man Bush made his claim about no new taxes and broke that promise. I became an independent, first starting with Ross Perot. And I never thought, as much as I disliked, or I should say disliked, liberal Democrats, who actually are probably considered conservatives nowadays, that I would ever hear that any statements from John F. Kennedy would be considered hate speech. You know, if these are computers that are fighting us, well, I got a nice piece of hickory for them. Come on, little robot. Come on, little robot. Come to Daddy. Daddy's got a nice surprise for you. Anyway, with that being said, I'm still in shock being called Grandpa a second time. Even though the kid's at toddler stage. There's nothing new in the community. Unidentified. I missed the last episode, so I'm going to have to check that out and have a review. You know, there's a whole lot, Tom DeLonge is doing his best to bring out, disclosure, but this Elizondo character is essentially taking over. And, when you have a clearance in the government, that means you keep your mouth shut. And you keep your mouth shut even beyond the time you die. Now, I don't know about the conspiracy theories that when somebody who's had a clearance at the time of autopsy, their brain is removed because it contains the information. The government may have the technology either now or later on to obtain that information. I don't know about the whole brain thing. I know there was a whole lot of that stuff that was coming out when McCain passed away. But, things are flying left and right. But, if we're fighting computers, we're going to lose it. And it's like that, that movie that came out. I forget who was in it, but it was all about, fighting robots. And, if we're fighting robots, we just can't waste the time with them. robots come near us, just wipe them out. Because as far as I understand, the Supreme Court of the United States of America has not given robots civil rights yet, civil liberties. As far as I'm concerned, they're pieces of machinery, and who gives a fuck? I'm going to be, let's see, what do we got else here? We're involved with all the DT stuff. Oh my God, there's tar leaking out the La Brea tar pits. And there's been a swarm of earthquakes. California could fall into the ocean. Well, actually, I'd like to see part of California fall into the ocean, and then here, the Department of Water and Power and Southern California Edison still say we have a drought. I've spoken about those issues before, so I'm not going to get involved in that. Let me check here if there's any interesting ufology news. Well, on UFO Leaks Daily, there is a story there that says UFO sightings exist, but not aliens, academics say. Well, basically, that's mostly true because, and I may have mentioned it in the clip, but most of the sightings that people see now, it's military, it's secret aircraft. And I think that's why there's such a leniency on letting the public purchase drones, because it essentially covers up what they're doing. Somebody sees something that they don't understand is flying in the sky. The first thought is, oh, that must be a drone or a government drone, police drone, state drone, whatever. So that's probably, my guesstimation here as to why they're very lenient about folks having drones. Because if it wasn't, you wouldn't see those things for sale in places like Toys R Us and so on and so forth. Let's see what we have here. Let's see, did they put up any of our clips? They've been putting up a few of them. I think I've mentioned that. See, this one clip here called Unidentified Inside America's UFO Investigation, Season 1, Episode 2. That's the one that I missed, so maybe I'll watch that. Unless that's the trailer for it. But anyway, with that being said, I guess some helicopter has crashed into a skyscraper in New York. Well, I guess it's bound to happen. Thoughts and prayers for the family of the pilot that was killed. But I'll tell you, I'm not only getting shocked about being called grandpa twice, but now, with this thing about John F. Kennedy now being considered an individual who is engaging in hate speech, the bullshit is out there and it is running wild, and the particular platform is relying way too much on AI. And that's only going to go so far until there is either a breakup as a monopoly or, the lawsuits start pouring in. And then you'll see less and less of the AI, and they'll just have to start hiring some of these unemployed people around here and putting them to work in call centers. They don't like it? Well, they're going to have to deal with it or just face the consequences. Okay, well, with that all being said, we will see you in the next clip.